Somewhere right now, a lead just called your business, got put on hold, got a distracted greeting from someone who had already handled 11 other interactions that day, got a vague answer to a specific question, and quietly decided to try the next option on the list. And you will never know it happened because you build your sales system out of people instead of infrastructure. And people, no matter how good they are the most expensive inconsistency in any operation. Look, growing up in the Bronx, you learn that reliability is a form of respect. When someone shows up for you the same way every single time, that is not just professionalism. That is a statement about how much they value what you built together. My people understood that instinctively, even if the systems around them never honored it. I carry that standard into a career as a clinical and business intelligence analyst inside major hospital systems and clinics where inconsistency was not an abstract operational concern. It was a measurable, documented, financially quantifiable problem. Two patients with identical presentations walking into the same facility on different days and getting different intakes, different experiences, different response times, different levels of attentiveness, and producing different outcomes as a result. The data was unambiguous. Human inconsistency inside a high volume intake environment is not a people problem. It is a system design problem. And the fix is never to find better people. The fix is to build a better system around the people that you have. Imagine every single person who contacts your business getting the same experience. Not the same script read by a tired voice at the end of a long shift. The same intelligent, responsive, personalized interaction, whether they reach out at 9 in the morning or 11 at night, whether it is your slowest Tuesday of the year or your busiest Saturday, whether your front desk person is having the best day of their life or quietly falling apart inside. Your intake never wavers. Your follow-up never misses. Your sales process never depends on whether the right person happened to be in the right mood at the right time. Consistency becomes your brand, and consistency at scale is the most powerful competitive advantage any business can own. Here's the one thing that most business owners refuse to accept and is very expensive to ignore. Your front desk is not a sales system. It is a human being doing their best inside a role that was never properly engineered. And the moment you mistake effort for infrastructure, you build a revenue ceiling in the foundation of your business. The ceiling is not their fault, it's yours, because you are the one who decided that a person improvising through high-stakes interaction was an acceptable substitute for a system designed to handle those interactions correctly every single time. So let me share a few secrets with you. Here's your first secret. Stop thinking that hiring better front desk staff is the solution to an inconsistent sales process. Better people inside a broken system produces better inconsistency. That's all. The problem is not the quality of the person. The problem is the absence of the system. A world-class surgical team does not walk into an operating room and figure it out as they go. They follow a protocol that was engineered specifically to produce a consistent outcome regardless of the variables in the room that day. Your sales intake needs the same protocol. And a protocol does not call in sick, does not have bad mornings, and does not forget to follow up on Tuesday afternoon because 3 things hit at once. Here's secret number 2. Stop thinking that a CRM solves their inconsistency problem. A CRM is a recording device. It captures what happened. It does not ensure that what should happen actually happens in the right sequence at the right time with the right message triggered by the right behavior. Most businesses has a CRM full of leads that were entered and never touched again because the system never told anyone what to do next. And the person responsible got pulled in 17 other directions. Data without automation is just an expensive list of missed opportunities. Real talk. So secret number 3, stop thinking that your clients do not notice the inconsistency. They do. They may not articulate it, they may not leave a review about it, but they feel the difference between a business that has its intake engineered and a business that is winging it through human effort. The ones that feel tight, responsive, and consistent earn trust way faster, close faster, and retain longer. The ones that feel scattered, even when the scatter is invisible to the owner, create a low-grade friction that compounds over time into churn, referral silence, and a reputation that quietly works against you. AI Money Map is built specifically to solve the human inconsistency problem at the intake and the sales level. We start by mapping every touch point where a lead or a client encounters your business: phone, web form, DM, email, referral. And we identify exactly where the experience depends on a human being performing consistently under pressure instead of a system performing consistency by design. Then we build the automated infrastructure that standardizes every one of those touch points without removing the human warmth from the interaction. Intelligent, responsive sequences that fire immediately when a lead comes in. Behavior triggered follow-up that moves based on what the lead does, not what someone remembered to send. Intake workflows that triage every new contact correctly and routes them to the right next step without anyone manually making that decision. Onboarding protocols that deliver the same high-quality first experience to your 10th client this month and your 100th client next year. And retention systems that keep your best clients engaged and ascending without the whole thing depending on whether your team had bandwidth that week. You stop relying on performance and you start relying on architecture. And architecture does not have bad days. Here's what I want to say directly to you right now. You built something real. You found clients who believe in what you were offering. You put in the work to get the operations to where it is today. And the reason it still feels fragile, the reason you still feel that you cannot step away without something slipping, is not because you built the wrong thing. It's because you built the right thing on a foundation that requires constant human attention to hold together. That is an exhausting way to run a business, and it is an unnecessary one. The technology exists right now to take every high stakes, high frequency, high inconsistency touch point in your operation and engineer it into a system that performs without you watching it. The businesses that have already done this are not working less hard. They're working on the right things instead of spending their energy patching the gaps that a system should have closed months ago. The gap between those businesses and yours is not talent, it's infrastructure. And infrastructure is buildable starting right now. Two choices. You keep the front desk as the sales system, keep hoping that the right hire or the right training fixes a problem that was never a people problem in the first place, and keep paying the invisible tax of human inconsistency and lost leads, slower closes, and clients who felt the friction and never came back. Or you build a system that makes consistency your default, make your intake airtight, and makes the quality of your client experience something that no longer depends on who picked up the phone and what kind of morning they were having. One of those choices compounds against you every single day. The other one compounds for you. So DM me the word money map right now. Let's build every touch point where human inconsistency is costing you revenue. Build a system that closes every one of those gaps and turn your intake into the tightest, most reliable sales infrastructure in your market. The agentic revolution does not run on effort alone. It runs on systems. Step in.